It's the beer video and Jimmy Carter's dead. And Helen's on mute.
Oh, well,
Now you're not.
okay. Well, R.I.P. Jimmy Carter, I guess.
Yeah. I just saw a cartoon like on Face. There's so much dumb shit on Facebook. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. Um, somebody was that posted this cartoon of Jimmy Carter in heaven, and he's building a Habitat for Humanity house. And I'm like, if we still need Habitat for Humanity in fucking heaven, we have all been lied to.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think of that Mystery Science Theater 3000 bit where it's like, you know what? I just want to give Jimmy Carter a hug.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird to have a politician die and not just immediately be like, ah, fuck him, you know? I think he actually tried to do some good things. I mean, every president is a fucking killer. I mean, so but yeah,
Well, he's the mark in the slightly less bad than the other ones column, I suppose.
yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. I found this out going in. We went to see Nosferatu tonight, and as we were walking into the theater, my phone buzzed, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, Jimmy Carter died. Could this be a bad omen of things to come?" Um, sorry, sorry. There's some dirt on my beer.
Oh, how is Nosferatu, by the way?
Um, before I tell you about how Nosferatu was, let me tell you about the 35 fucking minutes of previews. It was
I
just over and over and over and over again. Can they just start putting the time the movie starts instead of the time the previews start? Because fucking God. Because that movie's 2 hours, like 2 hours, 15 minutes. So you add that 35, you're in there almost 3 fucking hours. Because, and all these none of them look good. Like they're all movies nobody will remember next year at this time, except for 28 years later. They did show a preview for that. I've already seen that before, the trailer. Um, But holy Christ, the dude from The Boys, Jack, I can't remember his last role, or but that's not his character name. I can't remember his character name now in The Boys. Ah,
Which one? The Billy Butcher?
no, no, not Billy Butcher. The one that whose girlfriend gets killed in the first episode.
Oh, Wee Huey.
Yes, yes, yes. Spoiler alert. Um, well, he has two movies out and not great decisions. They don't look good. Um. And he's just basically playing Huey in like these movies. Like I think he's just kind of typecast into like this is who he is now. Um, but the movie itself, I really enjoyed it. Um, I will say that I think that um Count Orlok was scarier in the original movie. I thought that, but I think a lot of that had to do with it being silent and black and white, and I thought he just looked kind of like more surreal in that movie. But yeah, it's good. I like it. Uh, I hate to say this man's name, but Johnny Depp's daughter, who plays one of the main characters, is pretty fucking good. Um, like really incredibly good. She's really good in this movie. Um, I know people have complained a little bit about why can't I remember anybody's name right now? I'm not high. I have no substance in me. I can't remember anybody's name. Jesus Christ. Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe plays a little over the top. Um, but it's Willem Dafoe, and he was kind of the only character in the movie like that. Like he kind of, I think that was just kind of the purpose of his character. But yeah, I don't know. I would see it. I did see it. I would see it again. But I will try to miss the previews next time.
Cool. Yeah. I guess this is my standard area where I plug the local indie theater, the Trilon. They have previews, but it's just for their own film series.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's never more than 5 minutes.
I don't mind. If it would have been 15 minutes, fine, that's fine, fine. 15 minutes. Give me like, what would that be? Like five trailers, three trailers? I don't know. No, I don't know. They're like, what are they? Oh, I guess they're like 2 minutes long. Six trailers. It's 2 minutes. Get in, get the fuck out. And I don't know. There's just the other thing too is we are sort of in that death period of movies where like January, February, we're really not getting anybody's best efforts because it's sort of like that dead time. And boy, is this dead. And 28 years later doesn't come out till the summer. So yeah, and it's weird because like all the other movies too, like didn't have they didn't vibe with the movie I was seeing, you know? Like I think that's another thing they could do better is like when you're going to a movie, I don't know how they pick these packages, but like I don't know, maybe some movies that might have more in common with what you're actually seeing, whether it's genre or whatever it is, because I don't know. And then the other thing, and this is not a spoiler at all, but at the end of the movie, there was a lot of people in the movie that started laughing. Yeah, there were some people there that I think kind of thought they were watching a comedy at times. Very strange audience, but I don't know. But we have beers, Helen,
Mm-hmm.
and I go first this week because you went first last week, and I have, and I'm going to take the sticker down. I have something from Mother Earth Brewing Company. It's a barrel-aged imperial oatmeal stout brewed with salted caramel flavor. I am nervous about this beer because while I enjoy salted caramel and salted caramel flavored things, we get into that thing with sometimes beers like this tend to be a little too sweet and, you know. So I'm a little nervous. The can art's, not much to it. It's just kind of the logo and some colors. And I was gonna do the Hammerheart one this week, but I was like, I just did Hammerheart. Let's give them a breather for a week.
Yeah, next week, perhaps.
Next week's perhaps. Yeah. It'll be the first of the new year in hell. Merman glass. Be crazy if I had a Jimmy Carter glass.
Sauron, he's
Or
out.
Jimmy Carter as Merman. Anyway, that's what we're looking at here. Standard fare for a stout, decent head. Okay. Here we go. Um, More bitterness than I expected. See IBUs on here? I didn't see them. Um, so luckily it's not overly sweet. Um, yeah, it's not overly sweet. There's just enough caramel taste that it's definitely there. I mean it's not subtle, but it's also not overly sweet. There's a good thickness to the beer. And the bitterness is actually kind of starting to grow on me a little bit here. Not that I disliked it. I was just surprised by it. Um, we do one more sip. By the way, we are having a massive windstorm right now, so fingers crossed we're going to get through this beer video because there are parts of our county without power.
I mean, between your windstorm and Sauron's howling in the background here, so we'll see.
He's howling for the windstorm. He knows.
He's summoning it. I'm
He
sorry.
knows. No. No, this is nice though. I think this is a slow sipper though too. Um, it's 11.2% ABV. That's another thing. So obviously you should sip those a little slowly, but I think it is basically from a taste standpoint as well. 'Cause like I said, it's not overly sweet, but I think just kind of sitting down and relaxing with this thing and you know, give yourself an hour. Like it should take you about an hour to drink this beer. And I think you'll get optimal whatever out of it. Pleasure? Yeah, whatever. Um yeah, not bad. I do enjoy this, and I think this is the second Mother Earth beer we have had on this here beer video. So I don't know what that means. Anyway, uh shirts?
Sure. So I'm wearing one for the Maine. I'm from Maine for viewers at home who did not know. and this is for our state soda, Moxie.
Oh,
Never had it. It tastes like bitters. Um,
really?
yeah, it's made from gentian root, and it's got a very unique flavor. Um, um, kind of very strikingly deeply bitter. I like it quite a bit, but a lot of people do not care for it.
I
I
could
recommend
imagine.
it out, especially if you're into cocktails. Like if
Yeah,
you like Negronis, you will probably like Moxie. Also it's kind of like the flavor of my childhood because like
yeah.
I garbage.
I've never had it, so I'll have to one day try it. I'm just wearing a neck rot shirt, but I do want to point out that I can't figure out if he's eating people and then shitting them out, or if he's giving birth to people and then eating them, because it is Lifeless Birth. That is the name of the album. So it's up for you at home to decide. Is he eating people and shitting them out, or is he giving birth to people and then eating them?
Yeah, who knows?
Click the survey below.
Yes. We're not going to do a survey.
No.
All right, so this is from Modist, who I featured a couple times here, and it's called I Bring You Love.
That's
Break its legs.
yeah, that's very nice. I feel happy now.
Yeah, it's an oak aged Czech Pilsner.
Oh,
Uh, I don't like Pilsners usually, but Czech Pilsners I've had fairly decent experiences with, so we'll see how this goes.
I don't know that I've ever had an oak aged Pilsner.
I had another one from Modest and I didn't like it very much, but
Uh-oh.
remain open-minded. And it's
Uh,
not because I just don't think I like that beer style. So,
yeah.
mm, no, smell a beer. Hmm.
Hmm.
So this is a well done example of the style. But every time I have a Pilsner, I say to myself, what really sets this apart from all the piss beers I used to drink in my 20s? And in this case, not much.
Huh.
I mean, definitely feels like someone took the piss beer style and very lovingly made an example of it. So it's not a bad beer.
Yeah.
It's just, you know,
I always wonder with those things if, because this is something I've seen before. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's seen this before. When we would go to Dogfish Head, I mean, that's what they're serving Dogfish Head beers, right? Because it's their fucking restaurant, it's their brewery. And I've seen on more than one occasion people come in and be like, "Can I just get a Budweiser?" Or can I get a Miller Lite? And they're like, we don't have that here because it's just our beers. And then, people get upset. I saw a guy tell them how poorly they run a business if they don't have the most popular beers. You're missing the whole fucking point, dude. But I always wonder if they make those types of beers for those situations also. Of like, look, we don't have Budweiser, but this is pretty close. Like this is in that general vicinity, and it's
yeah.
made.
Matt doesn't drink anymore, but when he did, he liked American piss beer the best. And I remember one time we were at this like fancy-ish restaurant and he was like, "Do you have a PBR?" And they're like, "Well, we don't, but we have like other kind of like bland American, well, they didn't say that, but like, kind of similar tasting beer styles you might like."
Yeah.
So yeah, he ended up getting a Helles lager from a local brewery, and if I recall correctly, enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's just what makes me think whenever, or maybe I don't know. That's just a guess. I mean, maybe the brewers like that style of beer too, and just want to do their version of it. But I just always thought it was that, like, kind of like, the for the unadventurous beer drinker, and that's which is okay. Like, not everybody. Sometimes people just like to drink piss beer. That's fine. It's your it's your decision. Um, so maybe like for folks like that aren't as adventurous and don't want to be, that it's something that gives them a little comfort.
My favorite thing to do when I go someplace new is find the local piss beer and drink at least a little bit of it. I think
Mm,
I've on this channel previously how when I was in Spain, I got like real hammered off Estrellas and like,
yeah,
yeah, ended up hanging out at like this cool local heavy metal bar. And obviously, I drank craft beer in Spain. I think like the first beer video we did together was like I was in Barcelona and I drank a barley wine at nine in the morning.
yeah,
Whoops.
yeah, yeah. That was
Right.
pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, luckily you were in Spain, so that's a little bit more normal there, I
Yeah,
think.
I've drank Estrella in Spain, Hansa in Norway, like I don't know, and Narragansett when I go back home to New England. So
Yeah.
I think there's something to be said for regional piss beers.
I
And
think when the Steelers won Super Bowl 43, I had an IC Light, which is our local piss beer, Iron City Light. So I had one of those. Felt nothing after I drank it. It was just like drinking a glass of water. But the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, and so sometimes you just do what you do. But like going to Baltimore for Death Fest, I've had a Natty Boh when I was there. I think you kind of have to, was that?
I I love Nutty Bow actually. I think that's a really good beer.
It's not. It's honestly not that bad. It's better than our local beers. So
Friend in college who was from Baltimore and like he introduced me to that and I was like, oh, that's incredible. Like I mean not incredible,
I
but
know.
like
Yeah,
good.
yeah. It's you can drink worse. It's fine. Um. Anyway, beers. That's been beers. I don't know what's going on other than Jimmy Carter dying and
Oh,
everybody
his own,
jumping.
just putting that demarcation line.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, I don't really have much that I can remember that I've gotten mad about recently.
I've been amused a lot.
Oh, right, there's that whole MAGA civil war.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I believe I've recommended the movie The Death of Stalin on this channel before. I will recommend it again, but yeah, it's just like, just Beria flailing around going like, I have documents on all of you. Like that's what's happening and the
Yeah.
man hasn't been inaugurated yet. Like
Yeah, we're like a month away. Like, no, he's not in office. I would like for Joe Biden to show up, one of these days to say fucking something, since he's still technically the boss. But
alive.
yeah,
Just they're like, hey, Jack.
yeah, it's 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 really humorous. It's disgusting and humorous at the same time because it's just like, what did you expect? Like everybody told you that this is what's going to happen. And I know those people voted this way because they hate immigrants, and that was like the thing that they wanted the most was all the immigrants gone so they could have their tech jobs. But yeah.
These like Trump voters plead with him to not cut their benefits.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Christ, man.
We have a neighbor two doors down that's their Trump supporters. They just put brand new Trump stickers on their car, and he's a veteran. And so it was just like, I mean, good luck. I hope you don't get your benefits cut. I mean, I really don't hope. I really hope he doesn't get his benefits cut because that's people that have served this fucking country. But you know what? Um, you did what you did, so you live with the consequences.
Yeah, the whole like thank you for your service thing for me is complicated a bit by the fact that like half my mom's family is veterans
Yeah.
and run the gamut from like legit people that like joined up because they wanted to do good for the country and now they're pretty well adjusted and chill and like people that joined for maybe less good reasons, shall we say.
I'm sure there's a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's people that just want to go kill brown people, and that's really the only reason they're there. Witness all the people that signed up after 9/11.
Yeah.
I don't want to say all of them. I'm sure, but a lot.
Oh, put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, right. Yeah. Chris Christopher outlived him. That's delicious.
That's
Love it.
right. I know that there's a story about they were going out on there was some sort of shoot like
Yeah.
do you know that story whenever uh what's his name? Toby Keith said like cut the liberal shit and he's
And
like, son, I've done more serving this fucking country than you ever will. I will say whatever the fuck I want.
person asked him if he ever killed a man. Yeah. Like I've heard about this, and apparently Chris Christopherson didn't exactly deny it, but what he said was like, well, okay, I don't remember this happening.
Yeah.
Could well have happened.
He might have just not wanted to kick him again. I don't know. But yeah,
I had to be at some kind of party involving Toby Keith. I would be knocking back shots as quickly as possible. Yeah. So, yeah, totally get it.
well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's a thing that'll never happen.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so
Well,
I don't know. I've just been amused. I've been amusing,
when I saw what you did to Toby Keith, do it to what's his name? Daryl Worley. So maybe a deep cut for all the people in my specific age demographic, but he did a song called Have You Forgotten?
Oh, okay, okay. Because I wasn't sure who you were talking about either, but now I know that. I know what that is.
Anyway, that guy's a huge piece of shit, like look, I was anti-Iraq war from the beginning. From the beginning, as a 17-year-old, I
Yeah.
was always correct because I am always correct.
Yeah.
And that fucking shithead, had the him and his fucking fans had the nerve to lecture me, like, yeah, well, fucking remember 9/11. Like, no, this war is going to be like a fucking interminable boondoggle that's not going to do any good for the people of Iraq or the United States. And what do you know? I was fucking right. And you just this fuck ass bleeding, like, man, you forget. And he's still making money of that. Like,
Oh,
not
sure.
used to, but he's playing at state fairs and shit. He has a signature. And if there's any justice in the world, this fuck goes to sleep with the screams of dying Iraqi children in his ears.
We can make that happen. We can put him on a loop.
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even hold that same type of contempt for Lee Greenwood. He just wrote a stupid song that everybody sings. I mean, I know he's a Trump guy, but it's like, you know, uh, but he's also
So
dumb
I
shit.
like David Cross's stand up because I feel like he goes for what is called clapture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I did like him clowning on Lee Greenwood, and they'll surely stain, not me, but my neighbor's kid.
Yeah. Oh God, America. Um, yeah, this is the last beer video of 2024. So I mean, like, we enter the dark era. Next beer video is the first one in the dark era.
Ooh,
Uh,
yeah, guess
uh,
we'll have to do that, buddy.
we might have to start just drinking Jack Daniels on this, full bottles and cursing. I don't know. Well, I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
I'm not gonna descend to that.
I don't know. We'll figure out. So these beer videos. I'm gonna probably have to pay for like the professional version of Zoom because we'll be doing like 45-minute drunken rants for the next 4 years. So look out for that. Yeah, we'll see how much it costs. I don't know. What's a good thing to end on? Can you think of anything positive?
I don't know. We had our annual taco Christmas
Oh
party.
yeah, how'd that
We
go?
would have invited you if you were able to come.
I would have come. Yeah, I'm many hundreds of miles away.
I'm on my second playthrough of Dragon Age The Veilguard. I think it is funny that the whole anti-woke grifter economy has latched on to the fact that there's a gender non-conforming character in it.
Yep. Yeah.
Been gay as hell. Like, are you new here?
Yeah. It's I remember my first Dragon Age, and yeah, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody because I just got it myself, and so I have finally created my character, and I've just started playing. Because once I got done creating my character, I had a 19.8% ABV beer as I was creating my character, which is probably how I came up with that ridiculous name for it. But
Get into Mercar.
yeah, get into Mercar. Their full name is Get Out of My Dreams, Get into Mercar, but it wouldn't let me fit that whole thing in there. So, oh well. But yeah, I was way too drunk by the time I got done creating my character to actually play. I started playing and I was like, yeah, I'm getting motion sick. So I picked it up a little bit more last night and I'm off until Friday, so I'm going to be doing some playing this week. So that's a positive. Dragon Age. Go play Dragon Age and make the gayest character possible.
Yeah, play Origins, play Dragon Age 2, play Inquisition.
Yep.
They're all, I played all of them. They're really fun.
Ooh, the lights are flickering here. Oh my God.
Who are you romancing? Do you know yet?
Not yet. No, I haven't gotten that far. Like I'm literally I can't even tell you where I am because I'm not that far. So I just learned to throw my shield. Like basically I'm that far. So it's not that far. Um I haven't been able to devote a lot of time to it yet. That's what I'm going to try to change that starting tonight and then the rest of the week. Try to put some hours in. But no, I will let you know as soon as I figure that out.
Cool. It sounds like maybe you should try to romance Nev.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't. You know what's funny is Nev is the detective gal you meet early in the game, and like apparently the anti-woke grifter crowd was like getting salty about her because she's got a fake leg, and I'm like cheesy treesy. Like I hope your parents never read you any stories as a kid with a pirate with a peg leg.
I can't with them. I don't know. Somebody should just invent a video game just called All Whites and have the proceeds go to like the gayest possible charity, but just let these dumb fucks play a game with just all white characters. Somebody can have that idea if it's any good. So it's not
I do
gonna.
like they've glommed onto The Witcher as an anti-woke game, whereas unlike you fucking amateurs, I've read the Witcher books, and I can tell you that Geralt dies in the last one because he's shielding his non-human friends from a pogrom. And
Well,
like theme, even in the Witcher 3, which is the one everyone goes nuts about, um, is like the discrimination he faces for being a Witcher. So
they'll figure it out when I get there, if they get there. If they get there.
there, but I can still lord it over them because I'm smarter than them.
Yeah. Well, go play a Dragon Age, go enjoy a beer, and fuck. Let's just end 2024 with humor. I don't know, with something before we go into 2025 and everybody loses their shit.
Yeah, last deep breath before the plunge, eh?
Now,
Eh,
take a deep breath, everyone.